Today I fucked up when I asked my parents for permission to have sex in my room. A couple of months ago I asked my parents if I was allowed to have sex in my room. My GF and I usually had sex in the woods, but it became too uncomfortable and unsafe, so I decided to embrace the embarrassment of asking my mom and dad for permission to sleep with my GF in my bed. I never wanted to have that conversation with my parents, but I wanted to show them that I was mature enough to talk to them instead of sneaking my GF in and out of my room when no one was watching. Cue the awkward "can I have sex in my room" conversation. My mom struggled to accept the fact that I was sexually active and got upset at me for expecting her to allow me to have sex under her roof. In other words, the answer was no. I was 17 at the time. My mom completely lost her mind after that conversation and decided to start hiking all of a sudden, which was an obvious excuse to patrol the woods where my GF and I had sex. She even managed to convince other like-minded moms to hike with her because my GF and I were not the only teenagers hooking up in the woods. I called them the neighborhood watch. My GF and I were forced to go deeper into the woods to lower the risk of not only being caught by real hikers but also by mother hikers, aka the NWW. I was confidently leading the way to our new sex spot until I realized I had no idea where we were anymore. I was low-key experiencing post-nut clarity but without the nut. There were no signs or trails anywhere. My GF and I spent most of the afternoon retracing our steps instead of having sex. I don't know how long we were lost, but it was beginning to get dark when we made it out of the woods. My GF was not happy with me at all. She made it clear that she was done fucking in the woods forever. My mom successfully made the woods fuck-proof and cock-blocked me. Not much has changed since I turned 18. I'm still living at home with the leader of the NWW. My GF and I are not having as much sex as we used to because the woods are off limits and we're too poor to pay for privacy. For the record, if you're in my position due to the increase in moms in the woods, I'm sorry. TLDR, I asked my parents if I could have sex in my room instead of in the woods. My mom said no and made it her mission in life to prevent me from having sex anywhere. While the moms are out hiking, do it in your room. I'm sorry, but this is kind of hilarious. I'd say this topic falls solidly in the category of better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Similar, but with a twist of malicious compliance. My friend found it out his daughter over the age of consent had been having sex with her boyfriend, in her room. He said, "I thought the rule was no closed doors, if there is a boy in your room." To which his daughter replied that they hadn't shut the door. Just relied on the rest of the family not coming upstairs. My friend is not happy with his children growing up, but prefers that they are safe, not lost in the woods. Once you're 18, let the moms watch if they're pervs, out there hoping to see their kids having sex. Be sure to tell them how gross they are. Yeesh. Have you considered planting some trees in your bedroom and hiding there? Have sex at your GF's house instead. The neighborhood would watch killed me face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Shit, man. When I was 18 we were doing it in cars, pools, public restrooms, dressing rooms at the mall, the movies. I actually don't think I ever did it in the woods unless you count camping. Don't you have friends whose parents leave the house for the weekend? I feel like that was the main one. It. Can't you just fuck in the backseat like the rest of us did? Your mom has an unhealthy obsession with teenager sex, it seems. Hey mom, me and GF are going hiking into the woods. Hide out around the house and wait for her to leave to go on her mom hike. Go back in the now empty house and have your fun. Neighbor would watch sounds like they are not seeing much wood. Well, if your mom is off in the woods then your home is unoccupied. The solution is staring you in the face. I'm 51 and still cringe reading this. Establish dominance by staring at your mom and not breaking eye contact during intercourse with your GF. How much would the woodfuckers fuck? If the woodfuckers could fuck in the wood, they would fuck, they would, as much as they could. And fuck as much in the wood as the woodfuckers would. If the woodfuckers could fuck in the wood. By a tent. My mom struggled to accept the fact that I was sexually active. At 18? This is one of the many elements of Only in America I find paralyzingly stupid. People are fucking. Including and especially teenagers. If you're a grown-ass adult and can't cope with life knowing your legally adult kids are having sex, then any anxiety, misery, powerlessness, etc. you feel is well deserved. Tell your mom that you saw a bear in the woods, then ask her again about having sex in your room. In case future parents read this, you can't stop your children from having sex, and the only way to protect them from STDs, unwanted pregnancies, and more is education. Why would you even ask your parents if you're allowed to have sex with your girlfriend in your own room? Just do it. What business is it of theirs? First of all, I'm sorry that your mum is this harsh. Parents should accept and actually anticipate their kids to have sex at some point after 16. They should see the fact that you asked as a symbol of reaching adulthood and nothing more. This strikes me as an American problem. I'm European, and neither my parents nor the parents of any of my friends had any problem with the thought of us having sex. The only awkward discussion I had with my parents was talking about sexual protection. Also, please stop having sex in the woods. Tell then you go out NWW leaves for hiking, come back with your GF and get the job done. I mean, you really fucked up by asking in the first place. Just do it, and if she catches you, find a new spot. You didn't just ruin the woods, but you ruined your bedroom as a bang spot as well. What the fuck? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Just do it in your room when mom is off in the woods. Who TF asks their parents if they can bring a girl over to their room to fuck? Your GF is homeless. This is how cryptids are created. Change the narrative. A bunch of middle-aged women are patrolling the woods hoping to find underage kids having sex. Not a good look there, mothers. Grab a car. Preferably a minivan. Stick on shades. If it's a rocking, don't come a knockin'. This is why we got vehicles as soon as we could. I'm sorry, but it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to get permission. Am I supposed to believe that there are only two places in the world you can have sex: the woods and your bedroom? I lost it at my GF and I were forced to go deeper into the woods. As if it's a matter of survival and they're being hunted, faced with tears of joy. Just wait till your mom goes hiking and have sex in your bed. OP is unfamiliar with the concept of it is easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Who the hell asks for permission to have sex at home? But in all seriousness, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask my mom if I can have some nice time with my GF. Man, kids today different. Who the fuck asks for permission? I had a friend in 3rd grade that woke his mom up at 3 AM to ask if he could have a snap when we were having a sleepover. Adjusted for age, I think it's pretty much at the same level. Excellent creative writing to utilize the dad joke of neighbor would watch. You gotta assert your dominance here, have sex in the living room while they're in the house. I used to have sex with my first serious GF when I was 16 by going to a hidden road, and we'd just pull over and do it in the car. One day we're going at it and I look over and there's this big bearded man in a van just sitting there watching with a grin on his face. Once we were both looking at him, he yelled, "If she ain't sucking your dick, it ain't worth it." Then he gave a yeehaw before he took off. LOL. That was the last of sex in the car. Your mom qualifies for insane parents. She is a helicopter. Also low-key creepy how much she cares for your sex life. But having sex in the woods is good, NGL. Ha 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 ha. GG got outsmarted by Ma. My mom successfully made the woods fuck-proof and cock-blocked me. This right here is all you need to know about this post. Neighbor would watch is one of the best double entendre puns I've ever seen. Go to the woods, then come back when she goes for a hike, use your room. LOL switcheroo. My dude, wait until the mom patrol comes out of your house and get back in your own house while your mom goes on hikes. I think she might be letting you in out on purpose. Neighbor would watch works on a few levels, haha. Just start banging in every other room in the house. When caught, just say you said I couldn't have sex in my room. We're not in my room. Or just have sex with your mom to assert dominance. Just have sex in your room while they are on